Before we start, I would like to remind you all that I am hosting a Valkyr Heirloom giveaway to celebrate the 5-year anniversary of the Warframe Creator Program. This was given to me by Digital Extremes, and I'm truly thankful for all the years that I have been part of the community. Now, this giveaway is open to all platforms, and to enter, simply visit the link I have provided at the video description below. The Valkyr Heirloom will be available in the game on July 21st, and I will be announcing the winner of this giveaway on weekend. This way, you will have the Valkyr Heirloom in your hands once the update arrives. So, good luck to all of you, and here's to more years of Warframe gaming to us. Okay, now that we are done with the giveaway announcement, let me entertain you with a crazy idea I have in mind for the upcoming update. What if I told you the rarest Warframe in history, Excalibur Prime, might actually return? But not how you think. Yeah, I know. You're probably rolling your eyes right now thinking, they said he'd never come back. But hear me out, because something is shifting in Warframe's universe. With the Tau system finally coming in hot and TennoCon 2025 right around the corner, whispers are getting louder. This video dives deep into the history, rarity, and why the Excalibur Prime we all know might be making a comeback. Not through Prime Access, but through the lore itself. Let's unpack everything. And trust me, you'll want to stick around for the twist. Let's start with the basics, because if you're newer to Warframe, you might not fully grasp just how legendary Excalibur Prime is. This Warframe is more than just a shiny skin or a stat boost. He's Warframe's holy grail, the first Prime, the Founder's Reward. And unless you were one of the early supporters who bought the Founder's Pack way back in 2012, you never had a shot at getting him. Ever. Now here's why that matters. When Digital Extremes launched Warframe in its baby alpha stages, they offered Founders Packs as a way to fund the game. Players who bought into the Master or Grandmaster tiers got Excalibur Prime, along with other perks like the Skana Prime, Lotto Prime, a Founder Badge, and early bragging rights. But in December 2013, they closed the Founders program permanently. And they've been very, very clear about this. Excalibur Prime will never return. Period. They said it in forums, in AMAs, in dev streams. It's locked to those who were there at the beginning. So, why are we talking about him possibly coming back now? Because something has changed. All signs point to the upcoming Tau system update being a major lore expansion, one that could reshape the way we think about the Origin system entirely. And here's the kicker. Lore leaks, internal dev teases, and subtle nods in Duviri and whispers in the walls suggest that we might not be done with the Prime of Primes. Not as a reskin, not as a Prime Access drop, but as a story element, a character, a force, maybe even a threat. Now let's get into the meat of it. Why is Excalibur Prime so rare? Because DE made him that way intentionally. Less than 2% of Warframe's current player base even has him. The game has over 70 million players registered as of 2025, and only a tiny fraction were founders. We're talking tens of thousands, maybe. That's it. His exclusivity isn't just about scarcity, it's about loyalty. A thank you for believing in the game when it was still a clunky Space Ninja beta. And here's the thing. Even though Excalibur Prime isn't mechanically superior anymore, Umbra, for example, outclasses him in many builds. His presence alone carries legendary weight. Owning him is like owning a first edition Charizard that was never reprinted. He's a status symbol. He's sacred. So why won't Digital Extremes bring him back through Prime Access? Because it would be a betrayal. Straight up. Bringing Excalibur Prime back through Prime Access would set fire to over a decade of promises. It would send a message to players that exclusive means exclusive until we need a cash grab. And Digital Extremes is smarter than that. They know what kind of firestorm they'd unleash. Can you imagine the outrage if Grandmaster founders, the ones who paid hundreds of dollars back when Warframe barely worked, saw their one-of-a-kind reward just casually dropped in the market? It would be a PR disaster. Reddit would melt. Twitter, well, X now, would explode. People would straight up riot at Digital Extremes HQ with Skana replicas. And they knows this. That's why they've repeatedly doubled down on their commitment. Excalibur Prime is not coming back for new players. Not through Prime Access. Not through packs. Not through login rewards. So how could he return? here's where it gets interesting. Warframe is heading into unexplored territory with the Tau system. This isn't just another open world or cinematic quest. The Tau system is the promised land teased since the Second Dream. It's where the sentience fled, where the final battle was supposed to be. And the dev team has said it's going to push Warframe's story into a new era. And what better way to bridge the old and the new than to bring back the first Prime Warframe as a story character? Picture this. In the Tau system, we encounter a fractured remnant of the Tenno's past, a lost version of Excalibur Prime, no longer playable, but now a guide, a gatekeeper, maybe even an antagonist. Maybe he's corrupted. Maybe he stayed in the Tau system when the others fled. Maybe he holds the key to something bigger. And if they frame it right, it doesn't break the promise. Because players wouldn't be getting Excalibur Prime, they'd be meeting him. In the story. As part of the world, his legacy continues, but the exclusivity of the original frame is untouched. Smart, right? This approach keeps the mystery and prestige alive, while opening doors for emotional storytelling and nostalgia. It's a win-win. And DE has been dropping breadcrumbs for years. Let's not forget the symbolism. Excalibur represents the beginning, Warframe's literal poster boy. Bringing him back at the moment the Origin system steps into a whole new galaxy? Yeah, that's poetic. But what about the Founders? That's the tricky part. Even if DE doesn't make Excalibur Prime playable again, even just showing him in the story could stir up drama. Some Founders are already on edge, worried that the exclusivity is slowly eroding. So, if they go this route, DE needs to be very careful. Here's one idea. Give Founders something brand new and meaningful, for free. Let's say Excalibur Prime does come back as a story character in Tau. DE could give Founders an exclusive cosmetic set, like a Tau-themed armor skin, an emote, or even a sigil that glows when they're near Excalibur Prime in the story. Something small but symbolic, a badge of honor. A reminder, you were here first. Because if Digital Extremes doesn't do something for the OG players, it could feel like a slap in the face, a betrayal. And you know how protective this community is. You don't want people selling their Founder accounts out of protest or turning Warframe's subreddit into a battlefield. Digital Extremes has built one of the most loyal gaming communities on Earth, and they know that trust is everything. So if they're going to bring back Excalibur Prime in any form, even lore-based, they've got to respect the past while paving the future. So here's the real question. Is it actually happening? Well, nothing is confirmed yet, but insiders are already whispering. There's been unusual silence from the dev team about the Tau story arc. Radio silence where you'd expect teasing. And let's not forget, TennoCon 2025 is shaping up to be one of the biggest showcases since the new war. There's a reason they're holding back. All signs point to a lore bombshell, something shocking, and bringing back Excalibur Prime in the Tau system as a character would be just that. It would blow the roof off TennoCon. Veterans would lose their minds. New players would start Googling, who is Excalibur Prime? And the community would finally feel that perfect blend of nostalgia, reverence, and hype. Let's be real. Excalibur Prime isn't just a Warframe. He's a symbol of where we started. And the Tau system is a symbol of where we're going. Bringing him back, not to play, but to witness, could be the perfect way to honor the game's legacy without breaking promises. But it has to be done right. Not as a market item, not as a Prime Access cash-in, but as part of the story, as a legend made flesh. And if DE does go this route, Founders need to be recognized, loudly and proudly, because without them, none of us would even be playing this game. So yeah, Excalibur Prime may not return to your arsenal, but he just might return to your screen. And when he does, man, that'll be one of the most powerful moments in Warframe history. Want to know what other secrets TennoCon 2025 might reveal? Tap the next video right here before it disappears.